Ben Johnson got his first win as the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and now they get to travel to Las Vegas to take on Pete Carroll and the Raiders. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this Week 4 Bears versus Raiders matchup and provide our predictions at the very end. So be sure to leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win and why, and hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 8,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. And Ryan, let's get into this here. So
Let's do it.
good win for Chicago. First win coming against the Dallas Cowboys here. Offense looked good. I will say, just kind of the caveat, not to upset Bears fans. I think most offenses are going to look good against the Dallas Cowboys defense. Russell Wilson threw for nearly 400 yards. So if that's going to tell you anything about how bad this Cowboys defense is. So I'm looking forward then to, I want to see them keep building off this because they made a lot of moves, a lot of investments in the offseason, getting and improving that offensive line and improving the defensive line, bring in the head coach as well too. Rome Odunze's in his second year, and there was a big connection that Caleb Williams started to develop with him there in this game. Luther Burden also as well too, 3 catches, 101 yards, and a big touchdown. Rome Odunze, three catches, 62 yards, and 1 touchdown. Then also to DJ Moore, he had 4 catches as well. So, I mean, 10 targets to possibly your top couple to your top couple of targets as well. So it's going to be interesting then too on how they're going to pair up against this defense for the Raiders, which can get after the passer, has a good pass rush, and how they're going to handle that. On the flip side, then too as well, the Raiders coming off a tough loss against Washington on the road against a stout defense as well. Bears defense can be pretty stout also too, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they're continuing to keep on bouncing back. Still struggling a little bit in the rushing department, but some improvements. Adding on Ash Genti, he went 17 carries for 63 yards. So not bad, not as bad as it was last year. Sometimes the Raiders had not even 63 yards in one game, so that's good. But still looking for just some overall improvement. I think particularly just in the consistency department on both the offensive and secondary side of the ball. So Ryan, want to throw it over to you. What are your overall thoughts on the Bears and their victory, and at the same time too as well, what do you think the Raiders need to do to fend off the Chicago Bears offense?
Yeah, I was fairly impressed with the Bears. One, they got down and they battled back in that game, and so I think that is going to be something really positive going forward. But I was mostly impressed with Caleb Williams. I actually felt this was the first time I really saw him settle into a game and then really start to find some success. They were having fun with some of the Ben Johnson plays that we all know and love from his time in Detroit. So I was really excited to kind of see that growth and development. You mentioned how much he spread the ball around to his top wide receivers. So I think that this was a really good performance for this Bears offense. I was even more excited about this Bears defense. They were fairly stout against the run. They created turnovers. Dennis Allen, it's Dennis Allen that's the defensive coordinator there now, I believe.
Yeah.
He is just he's a very good defensive coordinator, no matter what Saints fans have to say about him as a head coach. And so I think that defense is really starting to come into form. They got Jalen Johnson back. They created a couple turnovers there, and I was excited about that. The Raiders, since that opening game win against the Patriots, have struggled. I believe they've put up 10 and 9 points in their last 2 games, and really just kind of struggled. The running game has not been as improved as you would have hoped at this point. And that
Raiders put
offensive
up 24,
line.
by the way, in the last game.
Oh, they did put up 24.
Yeah, they had a couple of
It
late scoring touchdowns.
Oh, okay. But this rushing offense has not improved as much as you had hoped with the pick of Ashagenti. That offensive line has not developed as much with some of the guys taking that step into their second year in the NFL. And so I think it's just been not as polished as you would like from the Raiders. And I think coming into this matchup for them, they need to find a way to run the ball. It's going to be very important for them to take some of the pressure off of Geno Smith, because when they're struggling to run the ball, if this Bears defense uh, gets gets to pin their ears back and just run after Geno Smith, like how we saw in the last couple matchups, it's gonna be another long day for Raiders fans.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well too. From what I see, is It does seem. I mean, there's a couple plays where Geno looks like he's got a pocket and can go through his read, but then it does seem like at times he's also still running for his life, and I think that's where an area too where when I look at Ashton Genty and that running game, it is to me. I think that's where an offensive line like needs to keep on improving. It is depending on how effective like their running game is as well. I know there's different types, obviously difference between pass and run block, but I think that's going to be something that's going to be of interest, like to watch in this matchup is how the Raiders do against the Bears defensive line. But then the same thing then as well too is like can just this Bears team as a whole put back to back weeks of good overall team football where they play
Mhm.
complementary. The offense goes down and scores, and the defense goes and provides good pressure, gets off the field quickly, so the offense can go back and do that. We haven't seen that so far really in Caleb Williams' time at Chicago. It's only 3 games into Ben Johnson's time at Chicago. Only 3 games into Pete Carroll's time as well too. So there's still
Yeah.
a lot of time for both of their philosophies to take shape. Now, Pete Carroll's a much more seasoned head coach, more than likely a future Hall of Famer, a coach as well. And so I think he knows what he's doing. He's coming into, I think, a little bit less favorable personnel decision than what Ben Johnson was coming into. But both changes go and take time. And so I'm still just going to be curious. Then on the flip side too is then how Caleb Williams goes and handles like Max Crosby and this overall pass rush. We've seen at times Caleb Williams can get a little antsy and can extend plays or not make the best decision with the ball. And to me, I think that's going to be the thing that it's going to come down to is Las Vegas being at home. I think they're gonna have a little bit more control. It's gonna have that home field advantage, so to say. And I think that pass rush is gonna get to Caleb Williams, and I think that is gonna be the ultimate difference maker. I do think this is still gonna be a lower scoring game. I think the Bears' offense might regress a little bit, and I think the Raiders not like they're going to regress. They haven't really progressed too much. So I think they're just going to stay the
Yeah.
same in general. But there's still enough good qualities, I think, on both sides of the ball. I think to get this done. I expect a heavy amount of Brock Bowers as well too. Michael Mayer, he left the game with a concussion, so unlikely that he plays. It's possible, but unlikely. And so I think how are the Bears going to guard Brock Bowers? How are they going to guard Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers as well too? Yeah, and so I think they can do it, but I think at the end of the day, the home team's going to win this one.
See, I'm going to disagree. I'm going to take the Bears in this one. I really liked what I saw from this team here in week 3. And I feel like if they can continue to build and progress on that, I'll take this Ben Johnson offense and more importantly, this Dennis Allen defense to just kind of wreak some havoc in the backfield and cause Geno Smith to make a costly turnover or two. I really think they're going to continue to struggle to run the ball as well. And so I'm going to take the Bears. I think it's going to be their time to go on a little bit of a win streak here
I like it.
as they take on the Raiders. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap it up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, leave a comment on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Will it be the Chicago Bears? Will it be the Las Vegas Raiders? Other than that, we'll see you guys next time.